We're all rooting for Joe Burrow, but this is getting old. And I was thinking today, this is not an offensive line. This specific injury to me wasn't like the ACL. It wasn't. Where somebody just got blown back and he stepped forward and planted and got just hammered because his offensive line couldn't hold up. I'm not saying he's got a good offensive line. He doesn't. But he was trying to make a play. He's trying to get out of the pocket. Then he saw he was penned in, and he tried to step up. And even the announcers thought it was an ankle. It wasn't even the ankle that was tackled by Armstead. It's the other one. So I don't know. This is big boy football. Why he tore ligaments in his toe is anybody's guess. He wasn't tripped. He didn't go down crazy awkwardly. He's a really good quarterback who was trying to make a play and either it bent wrong or who knows. He'll be able to tell us more. But the fact that he's got to have surgery now to repair torn toe ligaments and is going to miss a minimum, they think, of 3 months, unless he's the crazy great healer of some kind. And even then, how sharp will he be? How will it feel? And will they even be in it then for him to want to come back? I mean, I assume if they're close, he will. But you're adding, I mean, the 2-0 start now, I guess, is pivotal because if, anything less than that would be very difficult to come back from. So are we putting the date at like November for the at Baltimore game, November 27th?
That'd be the dream. That would be ideal.
So I say 3. Wait, that's 2 months.
All right. So we're probably talking that
about?
Second Baltimore game.
I'm sorry. I meant the Baltimore game at home.
Yeah.
December 14th.
That one. I mean.
Week 15.
Yeah. I mean, this is just obviously tough. Just super tough for him and for Bengal fans and just this team that's in this window of being a real threat. And, I don't know if they're true Super Bowl contenders, but with him and that offense, you feel like you could do a lot of damage, right? And you go back to 2020 and the injury resume is not what you want. It's just not what you want. I mean, 2020, we're talking torn ACL, MCL, PCL, and meniscus. 2021, dislocated pinky. 2022, MCL sprain. 23, torn wrist ligament, and he ended up missing the rest of that season. And now here we are in 2025 with a grade 3 turf toe. And like you said, he's going to be out a minimum of 3 months. The offensive line, there's no doubt they gave up a whole bunch of pressures yesterday. You could just see it even before that play that they were having a tough time blocking the Jags up front. Coming into the year, there wasn't a lot of people that believed that they were going to have a good offensive line, that being Cincinnati. They found ways to make up with that when you have the playmakers that they have, especially Jamar Chase, who you can get the ball to him quickly, and he's an explosive guy and take it to the house. We saw that when Jake Browning came in yesterday. You can do that, but to the ceiling of this team when they're right is, man, just big-time explosive plays, and you have to give your quarterback time, obviously, to make that happen. And so
you want to know what's sad?
Yeah.
This is probably the best O-line he's had.
And that is really sad to say. It's really sad to say because it did not look good yesterday to my eye watching this game. It didn't look good.
They got Dalton Reisner. I thought that was good. This feels like one of the better lines they've had in the last several years. They're just, this specific play, the blame game is going to be assigned now again. I heard people talking about, they should have drafted Penei Sewell. Yeah, I guess. During COVID, are you playing in a Super Bowl with Penei Sewell and not Jamar Chase? I don't know. Like, they leaned into the offense, and we debated that, COVID. I was on Sewell. Doesn't make me right at all. Because they like I said, they probably have as much success with Chase. So if they have Sewell and not Chase, I don't know.
They would have been right either way. You pick Jamar Chase, you're good, obviously. We've seen that reveal itself with our own eyes. If they would have selected Penei Sewell, that would have been a home run pick, too, with how good he's been up in Detroit. And so now the question is, what do? Do you just stand pat?
Well, Jake Browning was... Well, he's Jake Browning.
Exactly.
You're going to get what you get.
You're 3 interceptions and then some good stuff that comes along with it.
Call Atlanta and say, give us Cousins?
Yes.
Really?
Yes. You've gone all in already financially.
Then Joe's out.
Well, I'm not worried about Joe right now. This, for me, is when you've gone all in the way that they have financially, you don't stop now. You give up a couple picks and you go get Kirk Cousins.
They're not. They're spending $3.5 million on Joe Burrow every Sunday to sit and watch now.
I'm just telling you what I would do. I would go trade for Kirk Cousins. I'm not rolling out Jake Browning the rest of the year if we're serious about winning. I'm not. Because Jake Browning, he's fine, but he's a backup quarterback for a reason. And in time, when these guys take over and have to be the guy week in and week out for long periods of time, the ugly stuff usually shows up more than the good stuff.
They're just not going to pay him.
So what do?
You still got to pay him. You can trade for him. You got to pay him.
So you'd stick with Jake Browning the rest of the way?
I think I got to ride it out. Or at least I got to find out maybe from the doctors and the surgeon a little more about, okay, are we looking at 3 months best case scenario or 3 months worst case scenario? I do need to know that answer. I do. I got to find out as much as I can, because if Burrow could come back in weeks 14 or 15,
what does that even look like at that point? Right?
I know.
Like, for a guy,
you're going to trade for a guy just to hope that he's the key to winning or playing for a Super Bowl?
I would. Yes.
What's Cousins going to do behind that offensive line?
It's going to be better than Jake Browning.
No, I know, but we just saw what happened to Burrow behind this O-line.
And you could say the same thing is going to happen to Browning. I would trade for Kirk Cousins.
I got to look and see what that money would look like. It just seems, a lot of experience. I like him, but have a lot of weapons. I mean, his base salary this year is $28 million.
You've already gone that way.
They've paid 2 weeks of it. Sorry, the Falcons have already paid 2 weeks of it. The Bengals would owe him about $24 million this year. I guess you could buy him and then trade him, and
so it just feels better to me than rolling Jake Browning out there every single week.
Okay, so
that's just how I look at it.
On paper, it probably does.
No question.
I guess I'm being a realist with Mike Brown and where they are. This is not a team that probably would go out and spend this on the quarterback and pay Joe Burrow $3.5 million every game to sit. Imagine being that owner that has that money on the hook now with Joe. And you have to. It's football. It's guaranteed money.
Yeah, absolutely. So they got Minnesota this week, and the problem is, yes, they pulled off a win against Jacksonville, but the defense to me still was just okay. It was okay. So I don't know if defense is going to win you games either. That's the bad part of this equation is if you're team Jake Browning, I get it. If you're a Bengal fan, he's been your guy the last couple of years. You kind of know what he is.
It's a 90-yard drive.
But you also don't have a defense that's going to lead you to wins. And so that's why I think you got to go get an option other than Jake Browning to give you to raise the ceiling just a little bit more on offense.
If you did get Cousins, you can't just plug and play. Not week one.
Oh, he has to play if you trade for him.
How do you learn? No, I know, but how does he learn the offense in 3 days?
Well, that's
Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, I mean, you can't bring him in AR and just have him sit 2 weeks?
Not 2, but at least I don't think he'd get this game.
Oh no! If they traded for him right now, he's playing this week. He has to.
What happened with Jimmy Garoppolo when he went to San Francisco? I don't think he started right away. I know he won those final 5 games.
You mean go get Jimmy?
No. I'm saying when Jimmy Garoppolo went from the Patriots to the 49ers, I don't think he started right away.
I got to tell you, Garoppolo's not a bad option for cheapness. If they wanted to go sign him and then let him walk.
I'm good on that.
There's no long-term commitment there.
Kenny Pickett's getting passed around.
It'll be fun. Call the Giants and get Jameis.
That would be fun. Now, you want entertainment? That's what you're going to get.
You got to wing it around now.
You know what I would do? Honest to goodness. Call the Giants and ask for Russ.
Not after the game he just had.
No, they're not.
They're not going to get rid of him. He looked not after yesterday.
Yeah.
Jameis is probably the one.
He's not as good as he once was, but he was as good once as he ever was yesterday.
My favorite country song.
We come back. We'll hit more on that. It's a great topic. Not easy. It's not going to be easy for the Bengals because they're 2-0. Off to finally a good start. Finally. And this happens. It's football, but it seems to happen to Joey B more than most. I'm all right, Matty, if we just want to make this one big pot of stew. Bad offensive line. He's injury prone. Football happens. Explosion. You can't just pin it on a bad O-line, not this specific play. These quarterbacks are running for their lives on a lot of plays. It was bad luck. I mean, a torn toe ligament on a basic, just kind of eating the football once he dove back into the middle.
I got to be honest. Like, when I saw him go down in the way that he was looking at his lower left leg, like, I thought it was an Achilles. Like, especially when they went back to the replay and they kind of showed that plant. You know, we've seen just that little tweak there, and that tendon rolls up. Thank God it wasn't that. Obviously, this isn't good either, but that's where my mind went. And then he walks off the field, and it's just in the blink of an eye, man, in this sport. The outlook of your season can change so quickly, and that's why when we talk about those big-time games, when you have a team that gets to the game, that being the Super Bowl, and this team was there a few years ago, you have to cash in because nothing is promised. There's just nothing promised in this sport, and even beyond the injuries, when you're talking about right now, looking around the AFC and having to compete with all these elite quarterbacks and these really good teams, you just don't have much wiggle room. So it is good that they did get off to that 2-0 start, because we talked about once you get past the Brownies, once you get past the Jags, it's some good teams are on the way, and they're going to go on the road 3 of the next 4 weeks. And so, look, Jake Browning knows this system, right? And I think that's going to bring the guys comfort. It's just a matter of, can he stack good outing after good outing? That's a big question mark for me.
No, he's going to try to keep him afloat. That's what this is about. This isn't about somehow winning the AFC. Well, I'm not talking about winning. I'm talking about, like, winning the division. Like, maybe, listen, they're pros. They're going to think big. Like, they have one win in the division at Cleveland. Okay. It's
a division win.
You'll take it all day and tomorrow. That's what I'm saying. It's like they don't play a divisional foe until October 16th.
Mm-hmm.
Pittsburgh at home. So in their minds, they got to stay afloat. But you're right. 2 roadies. By the way, Vikes offensive line, trashier than the Bengals.
They need Darisaw back now.
Trashier.
Badly. Now.
So they can't protect. And by the way, they were protecting essentially a rookie, not Joe Burrow.
And by the way,
so
credit to Atlanta. It looks like they did it right in the first round this year, grabbing those 2 pass rushers.
What they needed.
Those were flying around yesterday up there in Minnesota.
They finally leaned into what they needed most. And this isn't to say that when they drafted Penix that it was the greatest thing ever. But now with Cousins off the Achilles and being an older quarterback, like, I think we buy into this talent, and he is more talented than Jake Browning. I just can't imagine putting him behind this O-line. Like, and all of a sudden, it's going to be much better.
No, nobody's saying it's going to be much better. I just think
with $30 million, it better be.
Talent for talent, Kirk Cousins is a safer floor than Jake Browning with a higher ceiling, for me.
Okay, I agree with that. At any cost?
It's not my money.
No, I know that, but you're running a team.
It's not my money. And they've spent big already. Don't stop now. This is the team clearly you believe in that can accomplish good things because you backed it up with your money. And so I just believe in when you go down this path, if there's a pathway to get a guy that's better than what you have in-house, which I believe Kirk Cousins is that, then you explore it.
How much better? Because if they can go 500 with Browning, then they probably could make the playoffs.
That's a tough ask for me, to have Jake Browning win every other game the rest of the way.
That's the goal.
But do you think he can do it?
Let's look at their schedule. At the Vikes.
Loss.
Coin flip. I don't think it's an automatic loss. It's a coin flip. You saw how bad they were last night. At Denver. That feels like a loss.
But the Broncos also don't seem to be nearly as good as we were talking about preseason.
Okay.
But still, I think...
How about we split those two then?
Sure.
Okay.
Doesn't matter.
So there's your 500 right out of the gate. Detroit at home.
L.
Probably an L.
But
Green Bay, L.
We're talking about a backup quarterback that now is going to be asked to play extended periods of time.
He's done it.
And for me to look at him and think that he's going to win every other Sunday, I just don't see that right now. Not in this league. I don't.
Can't beat the Jets at home. Can't beat the Bears at home. It's possible. I mean, I don't need him to win. I need him to go 500.
I say you split
however way it happens. My toes are still tapping. Get him to the bye week. Get him to week 10 and feel like you have a chance.
I love the optimism from you, AR.
I'm not being optimistic. I'm being practical. I said Jameis. I'm ready to go for a cheaper, better option. But I'm not paying Burrow $3.5 million to sit on the sidelines and then go pay Kirk Cousins coming off an Achilles at 40 years old.
What does that money matter right now? You know what the situation is. You got to eat that money anyway. So that doesn't matter to me. Like Joey B's he's going to be out of sight, out of mind. You can't worry about that right now.
You're right. I'm not running their books. I don't know how this would set them up for failure later or not by trying to work in a $30 million backup quarterback. I don't know. It feels weird.
Yeah,
but
see, I wouldn't get too caught up on the money, AR. I think it's just the talent thing. Like, the money is the money.
How old is Cousins now?
Or what, 30?
When was the last time he threw a football?
In practice?
Cousin Kirk.
He threw for 500 against the Buccaneers last year.
He would be motivated.
Oh, yeah.
Just turned 37. Let's see. All right, Jameis or Kirk? Because I'm kind of in the
Kirk.
I would go with Kirk because with Jameis, you know the turnovers are coming in time. You just know what that is.
Take the good with the bad.
You know what that is.
With the big guy. Let him sling it.
I think you guys are really quick to dismiss my Russell Wilson idea. I think if you call up the Giants and say, hey, this is your one shot, we all know how your season's ending. It's with Jackson
Don't miss
Dart.
your chance to blow?
Yes.
Opportunity comes once in a lifetime?
All
right.
You better lose yourself. I think if you call the Giants and you make a pitch to them where you say, hey, we all know that your season is ending with Jackson Dart as the starting quarterback. If this is your one shot to actually get something done with Russell Wilson, we'll give you it depends on what you offer.
I'm not dismissing it.
I am because he's not a very good quarterback anymore.
Is he better than Browning? That's what we're not comparing him to the Hall of Fame.
No, I wasn't doing that either. I guess I'm just saying.
I thought we were comparing him to Browning as the option.
I think I would rather have Jameis
than Russ.
Yes.
I don't know, Russ with those weapons.
Do you think the Giants should be starting Jameis Winston over Russell Wilson?
I think they should be starting Jackson Dart over both of them right now, is what I think, over there.
Who's second string behind
I just think, I'm not, yesterday with Russ was a little bit of empty calories for me.
Let me ask you this.
We got to remember what he looked like in week one. That was some nasty
But you
work.
just said in the last segment that the Giants wouldn't give up Russell Wilson because of what he just did yesterday.
No, but I just think right now, and they're building based off what he did. I don't think Brian Daboll is going to be like, hey, we had a good outing. Let's get rid of the guy that
to this
performed
point,
well.
To a different point, but the same, Joe Shine and Brian Daboll are on the hot seat. The last thing they want to do is trade a guy they think they can actually win a game with. Unless the owner tells them, free pass, trade him, you guys are good. Start the young kid. They want to win games.
Right.
So it's twofold. That's right. But who gives them a better chance to keep their jobs? That's what they're probably thinking.
Yeah.
What kind of draft capital would the Giants be able to get from the Bengals for Russ?
That's the question. Tough question at the presser. Good job, AR.
Thank you. You're going to send him, I'm all what you're saying. You and I are kind of in lockstep that I'm looking for a better option than Browning, but not one that's going to be like a $30 million, 37-year-old who could keep us afloat until Joe Burrow could come back in mid-December.
Because I think Joe Burrow, his salary, will not count against the cap if he's on IR. So that means that extra $30 million. So that means that would be Mike Brown deciding to go over the cap. Because Burrow's getting that money, it just doesn't count against the cap. Mm-hmm. So you can kind of pay more than what the cap offers while still being within it.
I wonder if we'll find out.
I don't think he'll do that.
Now,
they're probably not going to do anything. Honestly, they're probably going to roll out Jake Browning, and that's what it is.
Just led them on a 92-yard drive to save a game against a good team. He did that. He did it. So at least went. And by the way, did he not? He took over also when they were losing yesterday. It wasn't like he had a 14-point lead he got to protect.
That's a good point.
He was losing 14-7. Now, he threw a bad pick. He had some bad moments, thrust into the game. But I think if they would have gotten drilled yesterday, and it looked horrible, and Jake Browning was nothing, I'm all in on, we got to find an option.
Those interceptions were nasty enough for me to want to look at somebody else.